Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to RMU, Robert Morris University, to what is my knowledge, our very first RMU music ensemble recital featuring RMU musicians. And look, we even had to rent a piano. I'm very glad to have you guys here tonight. My name is Dr. Heather Pinson. I'm the department head, acting chair for the Department of Communications. And I also happen to be a violinist. So for our evening's pleasure, we have a lineup for you. I hope that you have your programs in hand, if you will. Let me tell you the plan for this evening. We are here mainly as a behalf of our RMU Rooney International Scholar, which for the first time on campus is a musician. Nadav Amir-Himmel is an Israeli composer and pianist. So we told the Center for Global Engagement and Dr. Daria Jacobs, I don't know if I can see her in here or not, but I hope she forgives me, of course, that our Rooney Scholar, I hear you, Daria, I hear you, baby, that our Rooney Scholar we would like to bring on campus is a composer. She said, great, that would be a fantastic idea. Then we said, he's in Israel. She said, oh, plane ticket, a little much. So we were fantastic, it was an opportunity to be offering this to a very well-known composer and a friend of Dr. Monica Van Buren as well. He recently has won the Dvorak, the International Dvorak Composition Competition, which means as a composer, he's been recognized for his recent works, much of which you have seen as you've been coming in tonight. So what's been playing in front of you has been a series of paintings by Salvador Dali. My humanities students know Salvador Dali is a surrealist artist. We've seen some of the paintings have been The Persistence of Memory, a very well-known one. You all have it on your office calendars and coffee mugs. They make for great kitsch. And then the other one has been of Gallia, his wife, Galatea above the spheres, Metamorphosis of Narcissus, and then the apparition of face and fruit dish on a beach. So these four paintings that have been oscillating as you've been coming in this evening, Nadav has written music for. This has been his compositions that have been playing as you've been coming in. We wanted that to get a feel for not only his work and the idea of synesthesia, which you may know is associating color with sound, taste with music. And so Nadav has been using these paintings, and he's based his music on the artworks themselves. So what we've been listening to has been the compositions of Nadav as he has been talking to our classes today and again tomorrow and then on Thursday about how music and art have relationships, and he's been inspired as such, and that is what won him the International Dvorak Composition Competition. So this evening features our guest, Nadav. He will be the culmination of the experience. But I would like to take just a few minutes here tonight and let you know of all of our people that have put this together on a relatively quick, short time span. First and foremost is Dr. Monica Van Buren. Is she here? Where are you at, Monica? Can you stand? Can you please stand? Where are you? Co-director of the Honors Department. Dr. Van Buren has been hugely responsible. She has been basically the host for Nadav throughout this week. She set everything up in terms of getting him speaking at Carnegie Mellon, the Pittsburgh Youth Symphony Orchestra. He was on the radio for the classical music station yesterday as well. He was on the radio live. He's been traveling about here in Pittsburgh basically at Monica's request. So it is to her success that he is here, first of all. And then second of all, Professor Jim Vincent, are you here? Where are you, Jimmy? Can you stand? Jim, I can't see you. Stand. Where are you? There you go, Jimmy. Jim Vincent, who is as our Rooney representative, is always tried and true to any cultural endeavor that RMU goes after. So Jim has been a huge part of the arrangement for Nadav's travels, the success of his visit here at RMU, and being the liaison for the Rooney International Program as well. Featured and foremost and sponsored by Dr. Daria Jacobs, who I hear her Turkish accent somewhere in the audience. Daria, you here? Where you at, Daria? There you are, baby. There you are. Dr. Daria Jacobs has been here, and as well as the staff from Center for Global Engagement. Lisa Nutt, Rick Molson, are you here? Or is Lisa or Rick here? For our Center for, there you're, Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. Our staff who have been fantastic. Lisa has been a tried and true champion for international studies and our international scholars. So we thank you, Lisa, for your help and arrangement for Nadav's success to be here. And so once we decided that our Rooney scholar this time was able to come as a musician, we said, well, we would like to have some of your music performed, or can we play some of your music? And Nadav said, well, of course, I fancy myself a composer. I play the piano too. He is a very well-known piano player, as well as he's received his first degree in piano performance from the conservatory in Israel. So he is done well with that, but he thought it would be better fitting if we could play a piece that he has written, which is officially a world premiere tonight, and he has written just for RMU. So I said, we can't have a world premiere without having, well, a music school, which we do not. You're looking at the music school that we have created for tonight. Typically, when prospective students call with dreams of performing on Broadway and speak to me in my office and say, let me see your music school, I said, well, let me call Betsy Charles really quickly. And because she is our music school. Betsy, are you around? I hear you, Betsy. She has quit. She has decided to renounce her non-affiliation with RMU, and since we don't have a music school. Betsy Charles is the director for anything music on campus, from the Army Band, the jazz band, the marching band, the clarinet ensemble. Watch, this will be featured in musicians tonight. The jazz band, and the Colonial Five Brass Quintet, all of which are directed by Betsy Charles. She is our music school. And I called anyone affiliated with music on campus, which all three of us called back, and Betsy is our main one, and then Ken Gargaro, who cannot be here tonight. Ken, of course, works within our musical theater program in the Department of Communications. Ken also directs the Colonial Glee Club, which we're going to hear first tonight on our program. And he's also a trumpet player, a piano player, and a singer as well. So we do have a lot of strong music talent here on campus. This is the first night that we are all in the same place together. This is why this is such a huge impact for our campus, to be able to be in the same place, all of our musical groups playing for you. And then we realized little things. We showed up for our string quartet rehearsal this past Saturday. I said, great, I'll see you there at 12:30. We're gonna practice. We all show up and I'm like, oh crap, no music stands. Things like that one would assume you would have in a school, and of course I was scrambling around and I brought two of my own and just propped up on a chair with a couple of pillows to spread out. So things that we don't always, that we take for granted when we have very large successful music schools close by. But RMU is on its way to becoming so, and tonight is the first case to do that. So I would like to call your attention to the back of your program. You will see the list of names of people that I have mentioned before. And before I'd like to finish with that, then our remaining folks are working backstage. If they can give a shout out when they hear the names. Professor Logan Williams. Are you here, Logan? Where are you, Logan? Can you come on, Senate? I know. Can you give a round of applause for Logan Williams? Sean Sullivan, up there working the sound and lighting booth for us. Chris Monroe. Where are you, Chris? Chris? Can I get he says, okay, he quit too. So he said he's not here. So Chris, Logan, Roman Scott, Sean Sullivan are all here tonight at my request. because we needed as much assistance with technology as we do with the stage. So we thank them. And as our featured, as we get started with our show tonight, just make sure you have all your cell phones off for me, please. My humanity people, I'm talking to you. It'll be a quick concert because we're going to play about 1 or 2 pieces from each ensemble. And then finally, as our sponsored event between the Rooney International Program, co-authored with the Honors Department. Is Phil Harold here? Do I hear a Phil? Do I see Phil? Can you stand up, Phil? Where are you, baby? You're so tall. Thank you to Phil Harold because you saved me last week. And thanks again to Monica Van Deeren for the honors side of getting this event together tonight, and with our Center for Global Engagement and our Rooney program. Thank you. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, a Spring Recital. just left, but little does Mark know he's coming right back. Mark Domensic is conducting our Colonial Glee Club this evening. He's also an accompanist in his own right. So Mark will be up next with Brent Stater, baritone. He's going to be performing for us Die Priest ist It's my best German.
Give a little setup on this piece. It's from Wagner's The Flying Dutchman. Many of you know the Jack Sparrow movies. This is the source material for those, like the great ghost pirate with the ghost pirate ship that comes up every now and then and freaks people out. And so the Dutchman every 7 years comes ashore, and if he can get a woman to fall in love with him, then he's freed from his being a ghost and he can go to heaven. So this is the first scene in the opera where he's coming ashore. First part of the aria is all about him trying to get these pirates to kill him, and no matter what he does, he can't be killed, and he runs his ship into the reef, but nothing ever happens. Second part is all about this ideal woman that will free him from this state, and then the last part of the aria is about this blessed hope of being released from this hell and going to heaven. And so it's a very famous piece from Wagner's De Vliegende Hollander, or The Flying Dutchman.
Can you see why we hired him to teach voice? Yeah. Brent, that's for you. Brent. He's a fantastic vocal instructor that we have, one of many. So we have a very talented crew of musicians that teach with us on a regular basis. So thank you to Brent Stainer and Mark Domensic to be able to accompany him. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, the Colonial Clarinet Choir. It's going to be conducted by Betsy Charles, who did not quit after all. I found her. Betsy.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much for coming to this wonderful recital of music at Robert Morris University. Traditionally, the instrumentalists at Robert Morris are at the football games and the basketball games and hockey games, cheering their students on and their peers on to victory. We have such amazingly wonderful students that this year we've been able to start a chamber music program. So tonight you're going to get a little taste of our clarinet choir, and then you're going to get a little taste of our brass quintet, and then of course our jazz ensemble. Thank you for supporting the arts. We're very excited at Robert Morris about what is happening with our humanities, and arts program. So this is a fantastic first step. Thank you very much. Gentlemen, our brass quintet.
While we get set up, our RNU Jazz Band. Yes, we have a jazz band. Oh yes, we have a jazz band. It's going to be playing for you. Going to be playing Birdland, again directed by Betsy Charles, our music department. I give you, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, our jazz band.
5 years ago, when I was fortunate enough to come to Robert Morris, we had a jazz ensemble that was actually a septet. We had 7 students, and now we're excited that we have a full big band. snacks, listen to the jazz band play. It'll be a fun cabaret sort of night. So thank you for your kind attention, and we look forward to seeing you on the 18th. And of course, we have more music for you coming. Give us just a minute to break down our set, and we'll have more for you.
Our last and featured piece for this evening. Told you it's a short concert. Still need a music school, so short concert. Our last and featured piece is a string quintet with the piano. Typically with piano, it's a string quartet, which are 2 violins, a viola, and a cello. In this instance, we have 2 violins, a viola, a cello, and a bass, because everyone needs a bass. They do, really. And our featured piece this evening is part of a composition that is a Baroque concerto that Nadav has written for us tonight. He's going to explain a little bit about it and what is the musical context and how his methods go around composing music as well. So our featured and honored guest for this evening, the International Rooney Scholar, co-sponsored with the Honors Department here at Robert Morris University, Nadav Amir-Himmel.
So, as you know, I wrote it especially for you. I'm proud to present its premiere over here. This piece is combined from 2 sections, 2 different worlds. The world of the piano is a Baroque Oriental thing, and it's directly related to Bach and his D minor concerto. And I will play to you the theme of my concerto, not of Bach. The other section and texture is of contemporary music. It has a pizzicato texture using of quarter notes, which actually sound for you like wrong notes. So if you hear wrong note, it's probably the quarter notes. And like a Baroque concerto, this piece can be played in different manners and in varieties of tempos. And I will ask each of the players to play their 2 first measures.
And when he's referring to a quarter note for my non-musicians in the group, he means the notes that lie in between the keys on the piano. Piano has black and white keys. There are notes in between that typically non-Western music gets to play, but Westerners, we don't play as much. So in order to hear it, here's an E. And a violin is one of the few instruments that can actually play a quarter note or a quarter tone. Hear it? Hear it? So this is part of the composition as well as harmonics. Nadav, how do you call it harmonics? Do you say it again?
Flageolet.
Oh, that's beautiful. Say it one more time.
Flageolet.
See, I don't know, it sounds gorgeous. It also sounds fragile, which a harmonic, you'll hear this a lot of the times in music too. Which sounds like a whisper.
It's the note 1 octave upper. Or 2 octaves
Part of the
sometimes.
harmonic series that you'll hear in this piece as well too. We've asked each of our musicians, we're going to play the first 2 measures for you so you get a sound, get a chance at what it sounds like in your head. So for the first violin part, here's the first violin part, it's all pizzicato. Very nice. Our second violin.
Little bit different.
Bass viola. And finally cello. God love the cello. Oh, all right. Amanda, please show us all up with the bass. And that's why you need a bass player. Musicians like to hang out with bass players as a result, because everybody needs a bass player. We joke in the orchestra that all bass players get into heaven automatically because everybody needs a bass player. So, Nadav, you want to tell us a little bit more of what we're going to hear? Sorry, I'm going to put you on the spot.
No.
Okay. All right. Can you play an A for us right now? On behalf of Robert Morris University, would like to give Nadav a gift from Robert Morris for him to take him back home. Notice it's not flowers because he's going back on the plane. But thank you again for coming out to our very first spring recital here on our campus. We appreciate the time. Thank you. One more round of applause for Nadav.
Thank you very much.